I don't know what happened. I'm hoping that you guys are going to join me back. I'm going to give it a minute. Um, wow. Wow. I don't know what the heck happened. So let's see if, there we go. Bring that one back on. Um, so let's see here. Um, I'm trying to bring you back up on my, there we go. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wait just a second. For some really bizarre reason, I got kicked off. It shut off. I don't know what the heck happened. So please say hello. Let me know you're here again. I am so sorry. I have no idea what happened there with my phone. It just stopped. So yeah, all right, we're just gonna adjust this. I looked up, I saw Jeannie's comment, is anybody else frozen? And I looked at my phone and I was no longer live. It had completely shut off, so I have no idea what happened. So please say hello again. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're coming from. I'm gonna wait a minute before I move on to my next step here to make sure that you guys are on with me. I'm looking at my screen and the lighting looks pretty good. I don't know what happened. I sincerely apologize. Okay, I see that I've got 4 people back on. So please bear with me. Technology some days, right? Okay. I don't have any comments yet, but it shows that I've got 4 people. I've lost a bunch of you. All right, so hopefully you guys, everybody else will realize that something went wrong and they will come back. Yay, Amy. So as I was saying before, I realized that I had been kicked off. Hello, Jeannie's back too. Yeah, I don't know what happened. So once you get the amount of ink on there that the desired effect, you are going to leave your mask on. You're going to squeeze out some water onto a clear block, but you're going to be very careful when you splatter it, because you don't want to have so much around those flower heads that you get this here. You can see where it bled. I added too much water and it bled through underneath the mask. So you just have to be a little careful of that. And because a couple of these blooms are stamped lower than the mask, I'm going to end up running into that problem. So I've got a little bit of water on here. My mask is staying on and I am tapping, trying to stay away from the flower head as much as possible and not be too awful heavy-handed. All right, so you can see it immediately picks up and dissipates that ink on there. So we're gonna set that aside for a moment so that it has time to dry. The more you do, the heavier it's gonna get, but it kind of looks like raindrops. And that is why I'm using the polished dots as my embellishment. So let's just move this whole thing out of the way. Bring in my base, my insert, and my sentiment that I have stamped and fussy cut. Hello, Kathy. Thanks for joining. All right, so I've already fussy cut out those two bits, so I'm going to fussy cut out the bloom. But first, we are going to fold and burnish our base. And again, all of the measurements will be found on my blog post that coordinates with this. I'm gonna have to try to, I'll have to put it in both because the start of the video and the end of the video are two different things. Okay, so I'm lining up my bottom and I am just burnishing to get that nice, whoops, I almost scooched my embossed sentiment right off the tabletop. Okay, so we can, this is polished pink, and this is 8 3/8 by 3 3/8, and that is going to go here, making sure I am centered on there. That's the beauty of working with liquid adhesive. And then our inside. And I'm going to have one more Flowering Rain Boots project for you. This Saturday, it will be a recording with a coordinating blog post. I have on tour on Saturday. It is a Stampin' Up event, virtual, Saturday from 12 till 3 here. So much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, so you're gonna to fussy cut. You don't have to go all the way around like I did here. I just, because I enjoy fussy cutting, I don't get all stressed about it. I'm coming in and I am curling around. I am moving my cardstock. My scissors are not leaving. I'm not coming in and out with it. So therefore it is a little less choppy. And I'm leaving a bit of an border or halo, as I call it, around. And then just kind of curl up a bit. I'm not going far into that M. And then back, move that cardstock. And then swing that around so that we go up the middle just a titch. Back down around. And you can see I'm really barely moving those blades. It's just ever so slightly. And I'm using the other end as my part that I'm holding and turning. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It's not machine cut. It's hand cut. Part of the beauty is those little imperfections. I can't stress that enough. We are so hard on ourselves. We think that we see, you know, the oopsies or whatever, and we judge ourselves from that, and you don't need to do that. You need to be much, much kinder to yourself. It's okay if it's a little choppy. It's okay if it's not even. It is made with love. Okay, coming down and then around that curl of the bee. Then we're gonna bring that right up. And I'm actually just gonna get rid of that because that's causing a little bit of problem there with it. So then I'm just gonna come right back in and curl that around, and then you can see I've got just that little bit of a edge there and here where I came out. So I'm just going to put my scissors there and kind of just soften that edge. Pull that down and out of the way and flip it over, grab there. And there is our bloom. Now that was not that hard, was it? I don't think so. Okay, so you like the cutout words, Jeannie? Yes, it makes it look nicer. Just practice. Practice, practice. That, you know, gives you more confidence. Okay, so I'm just trying to pick up. Let's try down here first. Because I have used the pressure of the blending brush to bring that color, it really mushes that mask into the cardstock. And don't throw these masks out that you create. Put them in the stamp container with the stamp set so you always have it on the ready on hand. Whoops, I just kind of mushed that. So I'm just moving it to the side. And being careful to not rip my mask because that would not be good. And that's a lot of white around there, so I'm going to show you how I kind of make it not quite so harsh. I kind of camouflage it slightly. Now we don't have a Coastal Cabana Stampin' Blend. I wish we did, but we don't. That, and I really wish we had a Gorgeous Grape Stampin' Blend, but Stampin' Up! Has never given us one. So we make do with what we've got. So I've got my light Granny Apple Green and my light Pool Party Stampin' Blends. So you can see those glaring areas. I'm going to zoom right in. So you can see those glaring white areas where, because the way my mask was down, I got more white around it. So I'm just coming in and I am just dotting lightly those white areas. And it is not blending it in perfectly. It's not erasing that line because it cannot do that. But it is softening it. It's like if you look. All right. So right here, I'm going to bring that even closer. You can see, so down here, right here is where I took the Stampin' Blend and I put some on that white spot. So right here, you can see where it's not. So you can see how it kind of ever so slightly camouflages that look. And I'm using the light because I don't want it to be harsh. And over here, just ever so slightly. Okay, so right here, now up here we're getting into the blue. So we have to be careful because we don't, where that blue and green has met, we don't want, so just in that crook there, and there, and under that leaf. I just don't want it to be that super harsh line. So now I'm going to take my light pool party and just kind of fill that area in, especially these areas where it's a whole lot wider. But even though there's white showing, I still think this turned out beautifully. And you can see it's just ever so slightly softening that look so that we don't have that harsh white. And I think it's fine. It's lovely. Turn that around and then right up in here. Okay. I think we're good. And you can see how it just tones it down, so to speak. So it's not quite so, like I said, glaring. It's lovely. All right, so next we are going to add our, oh, let's zoom you back out. Let's add our liquid glue. And I'm going to open that up so that it's easier to get it centered on my card front. Here we go. Now, because I don't have adhesive on the back of this, we're going to use our reverse tweezers. These just came from the dollar store years ago. So you just need to decide whereabouts you want your sentiment to sit. So once you get that figured out, and I'm gonna say about like that. So once you get that figured out, you're going to take your reverse tweezers, because they come to such a fine point that we will take, and in this way you're not getting that glue all over your hand. And give that just a little push up, because it is such a small area and it's kind of hard to hold on to such a small area. So we're just, you can see I'm just dabbing that glue on lightly. And then I want this over slightly. I'm using my finger to hold it in that place that I want. There we go. And then our bloom. Okay, so then over here, let go. Now lift that up to make sure. There we go. All right, so then the last thing we have to do is add our beautiful polished dots. And to me, they look like rain. So I've got 3 here and 2 down at this end here on this card here. So we're gonna go 1. Whoa, that's a lot. It goes from not enough glue coming out to, holy smokes, that kind of went heavy. 3 and 4. All right. Oh, it's stuck to my fingernail. And I've got them around my Live Life in Full Bloom because I'm kind of accentuating, bringing whoop. Come on. Bringing your attention just a smidge to that, more to that sentiment. And I've got something sticking to my fingers here. 1 and 2. All right, so after all those, that issue with the losing my stream, there we have both of them. So this is my original. It's a little lighter, I would say, than this one here. But both so beautiful. Hello, Mary. There's 2 videos because my phone shut off. I don't know why. So there's 2 videos to watch. I do apologize. Now, this, as I said, I have fussy cut out. I stamped and fussy cut, and I've got multiple photos on my blog post. I just want to say that when you're stamping your sentiment, I used old washi tape to mask off. You have to make sure that you really clean your stamp well in between because the Versamark is going to be stuck on there. It's a very tacky ink when you're stamping it up. So you have to make sure you clean your stamp really well in between each time so that it doesn't leave a residue and tear at your paper or anything like that. So I said that if you didn't want to go through the work of fussy cutting and masking and all that, here is a card that is similar. However, I used the dies. I stamped my sentiment on a die cut circle from the Picture This dies, and I used the coordinating dies for the stamp set, and all I did was I ink blended on the card front panel, and then I stamped separately my flowers and stems, and then die cut them out. So that way you've got your 2 different looks. So if you don't want to do all the work that I did here, which really didn't take too awful much time. I mean, like I said, I created my masks the day before and to let them dry. So it wasn't that bad. So there are 3 cards, depending on the amount of effort you feel like putting in. Just say that. But this is just as lovely. I've got my polished dots around it. I've used a little bit less ink on this, but just as pretty. So, you know, it's whatever floats your boat. So, yes. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos from me. Give me a, oh, they love it when I get hearts. Google, YouTube loves it. They will then promote my channel even more to help me grow. Please share my video to your social media. You never know who of your friends might enjoy my paper crafting. Leave me a comment, even if you're watching the replay. I do go back and read all of my comments and respond, as I truly do appreciate you taking the time to watch, comment, subscribe. I just love that. And I hope you have a fabulous day. If you live in Canada and you're shopping in my online store, if your order is under $200, please use the host code. If it's over $200, don't use the host code, as you will get your own rewards from Stampin' Up. All of the products that I used are available in my online store right now. So thank you so much. Have a great Wednesday, you guys, and I will see you again soon. Remember, Saturday, I will have another Flowering Rain Boots video up for you, as well as blog post, trying to convince you that this is a fabulous bundle that you need to own. All right, guys, thanks again. Bye.